Ooh, y'all got to see my old junky desk over there. I said they had to see my old messy desk over there. Hey y'all, hey, welcome in today. Hey. Y'all actually get to we were gonna go live earlier this week so that everybody could see my new chop. I did a haircut, and so I'm getting ready for a wedding now. What'd you say, babe? I know that's not why we were going live, but it was one of the reasons why I was going live was for y'all to see my hair. Hey, Nurse Bae. Love you too. Thank you, boo. Hey, Duntrees. How are you on YouTube? So come on in. We haven't seen you guys in a week or so. A little over a week, honey? Has it been a little over a week? All right. So Joaquin's kind of quiet right now. Oh, Miss Kizzy, thank you. Hi, Haley, what's up? How are you? Hey, Taj. Christy, you are catching a live. Thank you, Crystal. And Crystal, when we get off of here, on my way to the wedding, I'm going to give you a call, okay? Thank you, Joanne. I like the hair as well. Thank you. Hello, funniest couple ever. Hi. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for the compliments on the hair. Thank you.
No, not yet.
Hey, welcome Christy Jeffries to the YouTube chat. Everybody who's already in YouTube, say hello to Christy Jeffries. This is her first time joining us on a live. And as you guys, some of you can see in the background, the kids are watching That's So Raven. They're catching up on all of those episodes from when we were younger and was watching That's So Raven. So, hey, y'all. We're good. Oh, thank you, Deanna. She said, you are seriously funny. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, y'all. I did the chop. I went ahead and chopped it off. I want to get my hair back to a healthy state. So when Joaquin introduced himself to me, I had short hair. So I'm just really taking it back 16 years, for my man here who was loving every bit of his short hair of mine. She said looking like Monica. Miss Joyce, we're doing great. Thank you for asking, sweetheart. So love my lashes. Oh, Sophie, thank you so much for loving the lashes, because this is the first time that I have worn lashes that are this long. Okay. And I am not the one to wear lashes that are like this long, but I'm going to a wedding today and I'm basically emceeing the entire wedding today, y'all. So I just thought I would try something a little different since this is my first time, emceeing a whole wedding, So yeah, so thank you. So yeah, this is definitely a new look for me. This is a new look for my followers. So yeah. So baby, what do you think about my somebody said, was Joaquin in the Tampa airport lately? Were you in the Tampa airport lately, baby? Were you traveling and I didn't know anything about it?
I neither confirm nor deny those accusations.
He would, Jack. He was not in the Tampa airport. If you didn't see him and me, he wasn't in the Tampa airport, honey. Thank you.
Hey, Heather. Hey,
Thank you. Alicia. I think Alicia Tate. Thank you. She says my lashes are not really long at all. She says they're just right. Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Heather. People saying she
Heather,
back.
Yes.
Oh, she get knocked out.
So I FaceTimed my sister after I got my hair done, and she said, "Oh, that's the Stacey I know." I mean, because hey, I had long hair for a very long time, so it's like, yeah, I had short hair for a very long time. After I got divorced, I cut my hair. then, and I loved it. I love short hair on me. Yes. Yep. I know. And that's what a lot of people are saying. It's like, I didn't even recognize you. I didn't even know that was you. It's like, I know. Yeah. So,
We got old Heather on here. What's up, Heather? What's up, everybody? YouTube. Taj.
Yes, we got Richard. Hello.
Thank you for being here, Christy.
We got Christy Douglas. It's been a little busy, Christy. It has been busy.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I think me and my wife, we'll make sure and try to get a picture together. Y'all never see us kind of dressed up, so.
Yeah, so today we'll definitely get some pictures so we can post it on our TikTok and IG today from the wedding.
Fat? Or is it just me?
Oh, it's just you. You're good.
Good. I can't stand this woman.
Hannah said, "Trust me, she loved it."
Oh yes, she did.
So yeah, thank you, everyone that is talking about the haircut. Thank you. Yes. Somebody said, "What would you tell a couple when times are hard?" Oh, that's a good question. So we actually have a question while we're, having everyone come in. She says, what would you tell a couple when times are hard? What do you think we would tell couples when times are hard? Get back to the basics.
Stay to the basics.
Get back to the basics. Like, what made you guys fall in love? What was that thing that made you truly say, oh my God, I love, like when you looked at him or when you looked at her and it was like, oh my God, I love him or I love her. You got to get back to the basics. You got to take yourself back to that place, because that's one of the things that we tend to forget is what got us there, is what was that thing. And what you do when you find that place again, you learn new ways of loving your spouse again.
What's
it's the newness that comes out of that. See, we go back to the basics because we've complicated things over the years. Would you agree?
And yes, I would definitely agree, but I would totally advise you, when things are not going rocky, we always instinctively try to fix the other person. Look inward.
Yeah.
If things are rocky, look inward and try to fix what you may be bringing to the table that may be bringing some chaos or some things to the relationship. Because we're too close to the subject for me to fix her or for her to fix me. So I need to be looking inward and getting the help that I need to get me right.
Yes. Yes. And so that's what you both really need to do, is get back to the basics. Like I was saying earlier, we definitely complicate things as we are together for a long period of time. It's truly an opportunity to get back to say, why did we even get to this point, and how did we? It was because of the love we had for each other. Go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, who are you? Who asked that quick right there?
Your husband looks like the short guy that sing. Not that one.
Oh yeah,
with the group silk.
Yeah, everybody tells me I look like Lil G.
Yeah,
right
so that was right Alicia. There. So how did you call your husband when he was across campus back in the day? I said, look, I saw him and I was like, who?
I was like,
woo. Look, I was straight heathen back then. Back then. I'm not heathen now. I am not a heathen now.
Okay. All right.
Shoot. I was like, let me get his attention. Like, shoot, I need him to look this way. Shoot. I'm like,
Yes, she did, y'all.
All I had to do was walk across campus.
Someone said not the call. It was the
call,
y'all.
It was the call. Like, for real. Yes. So you guys saw, all of you guys have seen over the past week all of my my church jokes, all of my Bible jokes. I have thoroughly enjoyed doing my Bible jokes, y'all.
She has.
Like, I have so enjoyed it. Another one of my favorites was the one when the lawyer was all these folks talking about God's will, and he says, "Is it notarized?" I said, "Now he wrong for that. He is just downright wrong for that." Like, y'all got to, I'm telling you, it was we know him, man. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, I was in the kitchen.
Man.
I was in the kitchen when I read that joke, and I could not go in my room and tell Joaquin.
And I promise you, I heard her laughing and saying, Joaquin. I just started recording. I said, this is the mess I go through. See, y'all don't even see half the stuff that we actually talk about it. She do to me in this house.
Mm-hmm. Oh, baby, I'm telling y'all. I'm like, yes, indeed.
I'm sorry, y'all. We had some mail come in late, so I'm just checking some mail.
This is from the church talking about the kids ministry thing that's getting ready to pop off August 15th.
Okay.
So that's it. They start their new down in the children's church. Cool. Yes, he had hair when we met. He had hair. I'm gonna go get the picture of him and I a year after we met. We took this picture about a year and 2 months after we met. Yep. Hold on a second. I'm gonna get that picture for y'all.
That's when I knew she had fallen for me, y'all.
Oh, shut up.
That's when I knew she. I put the Mac down, y'all. Heather, you remember? You remember she was trying to fight it, Heather. Hey, we have a witness. We have a witness on YouTube. My girl Heather, who was like my mom in college, and she was actually the person who introduced me to Stacy. So if you all on YouTube and you see Heather. Yeah. Heather, I'm missing the spike.
I need you to be real, Heather.
Heather,
I need you to be real.
Heather was the one to introduce us.
Y'all, we sorry. Heather was the one to introduce us.
Who failed, Heather?
Heather told Joaquin. She said, "Nah, I wouldn't recommend that." She did. She told me.
She said, "I would recommend that." She's recently divorced and 2 kids.
Yep.
I was like, "Woo, that's a lot."
He did.
But I ain't trying to get married, so.
Yeah. Key thing, he wasn't trying to get married.
You wouldn't either.
No, I wouldn't. Maybe I'll show. Not to you anyway.
See.
So.
See. Y'all hear that? See.
Anyway.
But then guess who failed? Who failed, Heather?
Heather.
Who failed?
Heather, that's right. No, I want Heather to answer. I want her to answer.
I want her to answer this.
On who failed first.
I want her to answer this. Yes, I do.
Yeah, me too.
I'm waiting.
So while we waiting, I'm gonna show y'all this picture. D. Clark Curry in the house. Hey, this is the picture of me and Joaquin when we were dating. We were a year into dating.
It's 15 years ago, y'all.
So this was 15 years ago. Okay? Somebody say, y'all do the most. We know. Yes, this is Joaquin and I 15 years ago. My hair short and he had hair. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got married and lost all my hair.
He already had a receding hairline.
No, not like that.
He had a receding hairline.
Not like that.
Not like what?
What happened when I got married? My hair started receding. It wasn't receding. It started running.
Uh-huh.
My hair started running.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so yes, that's where Heather hadn't answered yet. Is she still on here? Heather hasn't answered with who fell first, but it does not matter. It doesn't matter who fell first. We both eventually failed.
Y'all see. You see why
we both eventually failed.
You see why it don't matter.
I'll tell you the truth. I told him I loved him first.
Okay. But so what does that say?
What do you mean? What does that say?
Who fell first?
Well, you were still running from yourself and from that hairline that she said was receding.
Answer the question.
What are you talking about? Okay,
what
was the question?
Who fell first?
I'm not sure. I think you did.
Do y'all see this? Y'all see this? This is textbook 101. Evade. Evade the question.
What's up, Swan, Tiffany, and David?
Yeah, evade the question. Who fell first? She tells me I'm running for me.
I told you I loved you first. Yes, I did.
Who failed first for you? I know you told me you loved me first.
Well, you were a football player, so you probably failed first. No, I'm just playing. I'm just
I hate you. See, this is what I deal with. My wife fell first.
I think I did. I think I fell. I fell first. Put the picture back up. Okay, put the picture back up. Hold on, baby. There we go.
My wife, and this is the thing, when she used to get her hair done, it was the best time for me to mess with her. I used to put my hand on top of her head, and man, my wife would want to fight you. I'm talking about fight you. You weren't finna mess up her look when she walked across campus. No, sir. No, you were not.
Whatever. Yes, this was me and that hair thing. Yeah. Yeah. So, but I fell first. And here's the thing. When I fell for my husband, I knew the pattern that my husband I knew his relationship pattern. Joaquin he wasn't one to commit. He wasn't one, he was just having a good time. He was single, no kids, having a good time. So if he meet a lady, and they do what they do. And I knew when a woman started catching feelings for him, he was out. He's like, pew, gone, done. When she starts catching feelings for him. And me knowing that, I felt that it was no more than right for me to give him a choice in us as well, okay? So I went to him, and when I shared with him that I was falling for him or that I loved him, I told him, I said, I don't want a response. I don't need a response, and I know you're probably not going to respond to me when I tell you I love you. I said, but I need you to have a choice. I need you to be able to leave if that's what you want to do. And if you want to stay, you stay. And we do this thing. And Joaquin has to admit, he was running from his own feelings for me. Okay. And it's funny that I want y'all to see his face. He was running from his aunt, and his aunt even told him that. His aunt told him that. We were at on a Sunday, because we used to go to his grandmother's house every other Sunday. So it was one of those Sundays. We were all over to his grandmother's house. And I'm getting ready to leave because we have to drive back to Hattiesburg at this time. And do you know that his aunt said, Stacy, just send me the invite to the wedding. Because he don't want to admit it, because they saw something different in him with me than they had with any other woman he'd ever been with or that he ever had around them.
Hey, I wasn't scared. He
was.
Don't you tell? I wasn't scared.
Tifton 25. He was scared.
Let me ask you this: since you say I'm scared, by show of hands on here, how many people want to get married once? I'm not asking you if you've been married twice. I know things happen, but in your desire to be married, how many people want to be married once? Put your hand down. It's too late for you.
I've exceeded that number already.
Too late for you. Well, okay. in my defense, it wasn't that I was scared. I had to be sure. This is something you don't rush, and I want to make sure I wasn't getting caught up in the moment.
Yeah.
And loving what she was, what we had, to make sure this thing could work. So, scared? Never scared. If I was scared, I never would have stepped to her.
Would you say cautious then?
Very cautious.
You were cautious.
Very cautious.
Now, could that cautious have cost you our relationship, you think?
Yes.
Okay. And so talk a little bit about
what are we supposed to be talking about today?
Choosing your battles.
Choosing your battles. We're supposed to be talking choosing your battles.
That's a part of choosing your battle. Yes.
If you are a man or woman out there and you're taking your time and you may be a little afraid or a little cautious, take your time.
There's nothing wrong with
now I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be honest with you all. It doesn't take long. It doesn't take a whole year, 2 years, 3 years to know if you want to marry someone. It doesn't. I'm gonna just be real with you. From my opinion and my point of view, it doesn't take that long. Somebody said once is enough for them, baby. But John Dewey said once is enough for me. You don't want to hear the Applebee's story, but this is the thing: you don't want to be overexcited, and this is the thing. Everybody loves something that is new, but just because it's new and it's good for the moment doesn't mean it's good for you. And that goes for anything: sports, people, vehicles, homes, all this stuff. It's about timing. And I'm gonna be honest with you, at the time that I met my wife, I wasn't completely ready to be married because I was still having fun. So yeah, if you're someone that you know you have to take your time with it, take your time. But fear, there's a healthy fear and then there's a bad fear. You need to have that healthy fear.
That's good.
Yeah, you need to have that healthy fear. Matter of fact, I still have a healthy fear now, today. 13 years married. And my fear now is that I don't live up to what I know God has for me to be as a husband and as a father, provider, entrepreneur, XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
So there are healthy fears and there are fears that can hinder you from getting to what your purpose is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. I think we're at that point now, Leslie. It's like, what the world was he thinking, and what the world was I thinking when, I married him? I told him I loved him. Like, it's like we there. We are definitely there. I think we ask each other that every day, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Sometimes y'all don't see off camera when I'm looking at her, think to myself, I wish I just kept on walking. Why did I even say anything to you?
Yep.
Cause she's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
She's crazy, yo.
Yes. Anne Marie, ask your question, babe. We're ready. We're waiting for it on YouTube.
We dated 2 years before I asked her to marry me.
Oh, thank you.
Well, we knew each other 2 years before I asked her to marry me.
Mm-hmm.
We dated about a year and a half? Year?
Before you asked me to marry you?
Yeah.
We were together 2 years before.
Together. I said before I asked you to marry me.
Oh, yes. We were we started dating like a year.
Yeah.
Year and a half. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
But once you're married, even now that before you're married.
No, you don't have to ask questions on YouTube. There's a person on YouTube who said they had a question for us. You can ask questions on TikTok, yes. And we'll try to look and see if we see it. Thank y'all so much for the compliments on my hair. I'm really loving that.
Yeah, because her head getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
No, it ain't, y'all. No, it ain't.
But seriously, choosing your battles in a relationship or marriage. How many have a problem with that? Be honest with yourself and be honest with us.
What? Have a problem with what?
Knowing how to choose their battles.
I think I've gotten a lot better at that. Well, I think we do really good at choosing our battles, right?
Well, we've gotten 1,000% better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you one reason that you'll know if you choose the wrong battles or you choose the wrong times to have arguments or heated fellowship, as we call it, if you're in competition. If you catch yourself in competition with your spouse or other person. Somebody said, I avoid conflict. That's good and bad.
Yep. Avoiding conflict can be good and bad.
Yep.
It all depends on, are you getting resolved in avoiding what you think might turn into conflict? And see, and that's the problem. When we avoid conflict, we are normally avoiding conflict because we think that if we take a question or a thought to someone, that they're going to respond in a way that they have been responding for years because patterns have been set up. But sometimes you have to take a chance on going to a person. It's all about approach and delivery. And that's our thing, is how we approach and deliver the information that we need to give to our spouse or to anyone for that matter. And when you come like, look, baby, I just want to share my heart with you. I just want you to process this information that I'm about to give you. It's not always you want a response in the moment. Sometimes you just want them to just hear your heart for a minute. And in that, you have to let them know that I don't want to start an argument. I just feel like I would be doing us a disjustice if I didn't tell you how I was feeling.
Dazzling.
Somebody said my husband has to let
Yeah, that's what I'm reading. Dazzling D001 says my husband has selective hearing.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to know what your selective hearing means, because it may not be selective hearing. It may just that he don't understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a bad thing. That's not a knock to you or to him. It's about getting on the right frequency.
Okay, say that again, babe.
It's about getting on the right frequency. Understanding you.
The other part, he just doesn't. You don't think he kind of understands?
He doesn't
her?
understand probably how she's putting it, saying it.
Okay, and how would you give her recommendations on helping her husband with that?
When she said something to him, asking him, "Hey, do you understand what I'm saying?"
You know, if you don't mind, tell me what I just said.
Tell me what I just said in your own words.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. So, Anne-Marie, how long ago was this situation? Because this is like some of the same thing. I'm finna check it. This is like some of the same stuff that we went through, and now it's coming back up to her remembrance. And thank you. Somebody said my hair was cute. It's coming back up. So can you speak to that question, baby, if you don't mind?
Somebody said a good question over there.
Okay. Which one was it? Which one? So I can find it real quick.
I don't like it right there.
Okay.
So Anne-Marie, my husband's been sure, I need to know.
I don't like when I say something that bothers me. I'm considered as complaining or arguing. You think that about yourself? Oh darn, stalker beauty. Now with a name like that, come on. Stalker beauty with a name like that, you consider that you're arguing or complaining when you say something that bothers you. Girl, you better stop. You need to stop.
You need to cut it. No, Anne-Marie, this is the thing. You can't help how those feelings pop back up. But if you choose to stay, you learn how to. You learn how to. In my opinion, I learned how to use the feelings popping back up as fuel to be a better me.
Okay, got you now, stalker girl.
Yeah, I use them as a fuel to be a better me.
Okay.
Meaning, no different than, like I always use this example that you all can see. I have a lot of stitches and scars over my body.
Oh, stalker beauty, got you.
But this scar right here, Anne-Marie, this scar you all, I don't have to close my eyes. I know exactly what this scar happened. I know exactly what happened. I can remember how it felt. But I also remember the lesson I learned from it. So when you have old pains and old scars that pop back up in your relationship and in your mind, you have to make sure that you're not putting yourself in the same position to have that same scar again. Have that same pain again. Mm-hmm. You can't help it popping back up. It's a part of your life. Oh, wow. Yeah. And a lot of the questions and a lot of the statements I'm seeing on both platforms, my question to a lot of the individuals asking the question is, in your relationship and or marriage, how often do you all have that real intimate talk? Landon, come get the come turn the heat off here. Sorry, y'all. Come on, son. Want to turn them off? Thank you. How much water's in there? Huh? I'm sorry, yo. But Yeah, how many of you all have that real intimate talk, that real pillow talk? See, and that would be my question to a lot of the statements that I'm seeing on here. How often do you all sit up and have those uncomfortable talks about conflict that will actually build your relationship and build your marriage? Yep, because everybody knows without a little friction, a lot of things really don't grow. Yeah, see, like Jessie just said, she said, she's IMO. Most guys seem to avoid talking because it's easier to ignore stuff. This is my thing. At your job, in sports, being competitive, we address things and attack things head on. But then we get into a marriage or relationship and it's like, well, I don't want to deal with that. I'd rather not listen to it. No, you hit those head on. And this is the thing: when you ask a question to your spouse or to your partner, don't have an expectation of what's going to be said back to you. We go into asking questions to our spouse and expect them to give us a certain type of answer. And when we don't get the answer that we feel that we deserve, now we're upset. And that's not fair. That's not fair to the relationship. And dazzling D, I don't agree with that. And she said, yes, guys have a harder time talking about important things. It depends on the relationship. For the guys, they may have that, but I'm telling you, we've been coaching for 8 years, and I'm guarantee you there are a lot of women, a lot more than you think, have a hard time addressing conflict. So this is not a he or she has a hard time. The marriage or the relationship has a hard time addressing things. And that's one thing we have to be careful of. We have to be careful of saying, well, the men, because now every time you say the men, the next man you meet, you're going to feel that he can't talk or he doesn't have the ability to
engage in critical conversation. Yep. That has to happen in order for the relationship to grow. Yep.
And because this is the thing. Prime example. Meeting my wife, previously married, twice, 2 kids. Do you think it was easy for her to answer some of the questions I had to ask her as a single man?
Oh.
No, it was not. And guess what? She avoided some of the questions, and rightfully so, because at the time I was asking some of the questions, I'm being nosy now because I didn't know it. I didn't know it that well. I didn't know it that well. So you got to understand, if someone's avoiding a question or avoiding a situation, you have to understand their background or why they may not want to disclose that information at that time. Yeah. And if you are a female, I'm speaking from a male's point of view. If you are a female that's very hot-tempered, high-strung, very energized, and very outspoken, yes, a lot of times men rather just keep their mouth shut opposed to having to cool that down.
Was that you with me, honey?
Was that what?
Was that you with me?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
Just asking.
My wife asked, was that me with her? Absolutely not. My wife has a mouth on her. But she knows. She tells me all the time. She's like, Joaquin, how do you think about some of the things you say and come back so quick? I'm ready.
It's a defense mechanism. That's what I think as far as you are concerned.
Me?
That your comebacks are a defense mechanism.
My comebacks are a gift.
Your comebacks.
My comebacks are a blessing.
And y'all think you're not going to put up with me?
Man, my comebacks were heaven sent.
Boy, be quiet.
Ain't no defense mechanism. What I got to defend?
You do.
My name is Joaquin Lowe.
Boy, y'all need to. Need you to quit using that mess.
What's my guy name? Like, what's his name?
Oh, George.
What man?
George Hart.
George Hart. My man George Hart. Hey, my name is Joaquin Loper, baby. You better believe it. You don't scare me.
He get on my last nerve using that name.
You don't scare me. Shoot.
My name Joaquin Loper. Okay.
Hey, that's right, David. My comebacks are a gift. Heaven sent.
David, stop entertaining him, first of all. Swan, get David.
Hey, but I'm serious. When it comes to you all having critical conversations, you all have to be able to have mature critical conversation.
And that's the key word there, mature.
Mature, yeah. Because most females that are honest with themselves will tell you there are things that they have done that are more shameful than men. And I'm gonna say this why. This is not saying that we haven't done scandalous stuff. Men do. But women are more emotional with theirs. Men just act on stuff.
Yeah.
So when it's brought up, it's more of an emotion and more of an embarrassment. Men is more like, hey, I did it. And then we're looked at as being insensitive. But it's not being insensitive. It's how we look at things. I always tell, if you own your own stuff, this is what I always tell people. There is nothing I've done in my past that I'm ashamed of because I did it. And I'd rather be the one to tell you opposed to you hear from somebody else.
And the only part that I disagree with that is the shame part. I mean, yes, I want to be the one to tell you so you don't hear from another source. But for me, from a woman's perspective, now this is just me coming from a woman's perspective.
Turn the water on, babe. I did. I said you were
ashamed. No, you said you though, as a man, for you, and that's just. I'm like, so you weren't ashamed of the things you did, even though you don't mind sharing that you did those.
I'm not gonna say I was ashamed of them.
But that's what you said.
No. I said I'm not necessarily ashamed. I'm not ashamed of them. Do I regret them? Do I regret some of them? Yes. But am I ashamed of it? No. Okay. Because I knew better.
Well, baby, I was ashamed.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna even lie. I was ashamed of some of the stuff I did.
Yeah, and see, that's the difference between men and women. That's what I'm saying.
I was ashamed. I was regretful. Yeah. I was like, oh, that was so much guilt and all of that. So, I mean, yes, it can be tough to have those critical conversations and, try to be real with somebody. And, because you think about it. You think about how we started out. And some of the things I kind of told little white lies about. Mm-hmm. Because I was ashamed of what you were going to think of me in sharing those with you.
Oh, yeah. Them white lies probably saved you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Them white lies probably saved you. Because
some
of the white lies probably changed my viewpoint.
Exactly. Yeah. And so when we're starting out in those things, 10 years later when I can tell you,
right,
those things, then it gets to a point of like, but even after 10 years of me telling you that.
I'm sorry. Turn the water off. They couldn't hear.
What was your question?
Yeah, turn the water. I apologize. She had the water on, y'all.
Well, I was trying to do some eggs anyway. Okay. I'm trying to multitask here, y'all. Okay. So, like when I told you 10 years, when I told you 10 years later, you still was like, but why weren't you honest with me? So why couldn't you tell me then? And I'm like, why would I want to tell you that then when I'm just meeting you a month, 6 months, a year in, and you won't respond the same way 10 years later?
But did it take 10 years?
What do you mean did it take 10 years?
Did it take 10 years for you to tell me that?
When we were having pillow talk, yeah, it took me 10 years. But it took us 10 years to get to the pillow talk.
Yeah. I got you.
Okay, it took us 10 years to get to the pillow talk, so now I can be open and honest with you.
And this is the thing. Ooh. Somebody said, can we see him? Oh, this is the thing. That's a great example. My wife had kids. It's totally different with a woman who, especially if she has kids. And the stigma of, a man being a whore and a woman being a whore, which they're both whores. But the stigma is looked at differently. Me with another notch on my belt, pat on my back. A woman with another notch on her belt,
Double standard. But that's life. That's how they look at us. That's how they view us. When,
And is that right? No, it's not right. No, it's not right.
A guy can say he's been with 120 women, but let a woman say she's been with 120 men. I mean, that ain't my body count, so please don't y'all take that.
I'm gonna say you got 120 men. You worked on 3rd Street in Memphis, or you?
Yes, hang on your food, child.
You worked on 3rd Street in Memphis on Lamar.
Land, your stuff is ready. Oh man.
Or you on the Strip.
Or something. Shoot. But I'm just saying, it's totally different.
Somebody said, dang, Memphis.
It's the truth, though.
Hey, that's what we lived for 12 years. So, shout out to Memphis.
But yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, and the double standard isn't right. But I will say this. It is. Somebody earlier said that we live and we learn. I always look at that as somewhat of an excuse because it is true. We live and we do learn. But there's not a grown, mature person on here that can't and will not say some of, if not a lot of the things they did growing up that they knew right from wrong, they knew they were wrong. Mm-hmm. So when we have to live through the process of learning from a choice, because they weren't mistakes, when we have to live through a process of making bad choices, then you're right, we have to live and we learn. Yeah. But if we just live and make the right decision and the right choice, it makes our life better.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean,
thank you.
You're welcome, baby. Yeah, and sometimes when you try to talk to, you gotta understand. Jessica, this is for you. Jessica on TikTok, she says when I try to talk to my boyfriend about something, he always thinks I'm trying to start a fight. What is his norm? What do conversations look like to him? What have they looked like to him? Okay, and so you got to think about how that is and work on how you approach and deliver the information to him. Make sure you let him know, look, I'm not trying to start a fight. I just want you to hear my heart. And we have to train our spouses, our significant others, how to do that. Because Joaquin wasn't soft. By any means was he soft to have a soft conversation with him. It was always, we go in and it's the truth. And it's like, and I'm like, no, I just need you to hear my heart. I don't need you to fix something for me. I don't need you to solve it. I don't need you to do any of that. I don't even want you to respond to it. I just need you to listen to me. That's it. Just listen.
And let me answer the question to Sheev. Sheev, what's up right there? Right there, by your left hand.
Sheev Vakadu?
Yeah, Sheev Vakadu.
I get.
Or what was that right there?
Does this?
Yeah.
Does this get posted somewhere to rewatch?
Yes.
YouTube.
Yes, YouTube. Go to our YouTube page, Joaquin and Stacy Loper. And the question right above that is, how did you find out your wife? No, she didn't tell me. No, she didn't tell me.
Oh, no. Heavenly fate. Baby, wasn't nothing heavenly about the way he found out about it.
No, it was something almost heavenly. You spit eggs everywhere, Stacy.
I'm sorry. It was heavenly.
Oh, whatever. Wasn't nothing heavenly about it. It was about to be something heavenly about it.
Oh
yeah, descending or ascending.
Somebody said, "What's in my mug?" Oh no, I have lemon water, warm lemon water in my mug.
Yeah, we're on a diet this month. We're dieting from breads and a lot of sweets.
We are not dieting.
I'm sorry, fasting. I apologize. We're fasting.
We don't diet around here.
You sure don't.
Nope. Yes, please, Anne Marie. David, will you put our email address on there for Anne Marie?
So we have a question on
YouTube.
It says, what do you do when there's that one spouse who is always right and never wrong in their answer? Matt X, better calm yourself down.
He is your child. Hey, Shania, how are
Yes,
you?
he is. Okay, so for me to answer that question, oh, that's a good question. Pin that one.
Oh,
say
that's
that.
good.
But to speak to this right here,
Kindle, gotcha.
I would ask her. I mean, I would have to ask. There are seasons in marriages for everything. There are seasons in relationships, seasons in life. Period. My wife has went on like a 6 or 7 month streak when everything she said was right. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. No.
Right.
There was a time where my wife, every idea, every opinion she had for the marriage and where we were going as we were talking things out and planning things out for the life, she had the better response or better suggestion, or better opinion, better answer for the matter. So she was right. But the marriage is growing. So if the other spouse that is never wrong, if the answers are the best answers or best responses for the marriage, then you made a good choice on who you married.
Now.
However.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Now, if the reason is she thinks she's right because she doesn't want to apologize, she just doesn't feel like that you're capable of making the best decision for the family, then y'all really need to sit down and have a conversation about why are we even in this? If you don't feel like I'm man enough to run this family or to lead this family.
If it is a woman.
Yeah. Nikki. Oh, Nikki must be okay. But if he is not willing to hear you, so we're going to do it both ways. If she's not willing to hear you or if he is not willing to hear you, then is he leading according to the word of God? Okay. Is he taking the submissiveness, the control to a totally different level that's not meant biblically? Okay. Or is she just so independent that she can't understand what it really looks like to have her man lead? So there are different things that could be happening in those type of situations. Okay.
Does he know how to lead?
She? Yeah.
Does he know how to? Has he ever had an example of a man leading a house, leading a marriage?
Mm-hmm.
Because.
Okay, I'll stop now.
Thanks, babe.
Uh-huh.
Because just because I'm the man and because he's the man doesn't mean he's right. Yeah, I say the men. Just because we're the men doesn't mean that we're right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we hope, Nikki, that helps. There needs to be a conversation that you both have with each other about why.
Thank you, Patrick Finch.
Why he is so head on always being right. Okay. So we have a really, really good question on TikTok.
Yeah. And let me say this. If you are married or on the way to be married, engaged, if your significant other or spouse has a great idea and is good for the relationship and marriage, acknowledge them.
Yep.
Affirm them.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them that, that's why I trust you. I don't mind listening to you. Make sure you affirm them because when you want your answers heard or your opinions heard, and it's best, you need to be affirmed as well.
Yep.
So that's my bad.
Okay. You made it.
Oh, I was trying to get it. You okay?
You made it worse. I've been doing that, baby.
Don't you try to leave up out of here.
Read Kendall's message group.
You good?
I'm good.
Eggs almost took her out, y'all. Somebody said they're already praying. Kendall. So Kendall has a message here. Let my wife gain her bearings back.
Go ahead, baby.
Kendall she said, I have a question. For better, for worse, is the part of your vows. Yes, they are.
What are you all's worst?
What is you all's worst? Woo! Our worst, I can go many different ways on this. I'll just play it. Our worst is going into our second year of marriage, infidelity. Would I be right on that?
Yep.
Yeah. Infidelity. Yes. And yes, just like someone was talking about earlier, some people don't like about talking about some things because it's kind of shameful. This is, I don't care how many times I talk about it, it is kind of shameful because I'm a man and it happened to me. However, it's a part of my life and it's a part of our marriage, and we chose to work through it, and we're won over it. Mm-hmm. So, but that was the worst part of our, for better or for worse.
Yep.
Yeah,
I would totally agree with Joaquin. That is that's definitely that was definitely our worst. Mm-hmm. Yep. Someone said, "How did you overcome infidelity?"
Ooh, day by day. Making my mind up, telling me that I wanted to, despite how I had to go through the stages of grief, and I had to have people in my corner, my counselor, my coach, my support system from the men that still are that I'm still accountable to this day, and that was over 12 years ago. Yeah, so that's how I overcame. I overcame because first of all, I wanted to. Yeah, yeah, I wanted to. I had to understand that, some things you have to fight for.
Right, and I want to speak for my truth in this, in that.
How do you? That's a good one.
For me, getting through that was truly transformation, allowing God to truly transform me from the inside out. See, I had to go through the whole process of accepting Christ into my life, which began to create the change in me. But I'm going to be completely honest with you all. And I was telling someone this last night, was that I truly, truly believe that Joaquin's grace that he gave me in those times was what helped me get through that. It was the grace that he gave me to stick and stay in the midst of all of his pain, the pain that I caused him, the cuts that I created. It was his grace that helped me really, really dig into my relationship with Christ and get through what I needed to get through in me, that I needed to get through in me so that we wouldn't repeat that cycle in our marriage.
One question was, how did I trust again? There's a lot of good questions on TikTok today.
Yeah, on the,
can we screenshot this?
You said that. Yeah. I can screen.
No, well, I just want to hold that spot right there.
Okay, hold
on. How do you trust again? You learn how to fall in love again. A lot of times in what we've seen, people try to stick right where they were, and they always say this: I want to get back to where we were. I don't want to go backwards. I had to learn how to love my wife over again as a new person. But I had to see the effort in her as well. Yeah. So that's how I began to trust again. That happened in like year 2. And I think our relationship, our marriage, our relationship, and our growth took off again in our 5th year. Mm-hmm. When we renewed our vows. And once you go through marriage for the first couple years, your vows mean something different. Especially if you go something to the extent that we did. Mm-hmm. They mean something different when you're saying them again. You wholeheartedly want to live up to the words that are being said to nobody else but this person. So how did we get through the animosity and the
trust issues?
The trust issues? man, we had to talk it out. It just like the other young lady said earlier, avoid conflicts. There was no way to get through this if we had avoided those.
Exactly.
You have to hash them out and let it go as it may.
We got through it via talking. I mean, and sometimes those conversations were not nice conversations.
Because sometimes the truth has to be put out there.
They were full
respectfully.
of hostility. They were full of hostility, full of chaos, full of emotions, full of pain. But we still had to have those conversations if we were willing to do what we needed to do to make our marriage work after the worst.
Yeah.
Ready?
And this is you have to have the people in your corner to make sure that you don't lose who you are, and understand that it's not your fault. It's not your fault. You can't blame yourself for someone else's decisions. Mm-hmm. You don't stop being who you are. You grow to be who you need to be.
Right.
So that would be my answer to that.
Right. Was that it?
No. Thank you, Patrick Finch. How did you fall in love again if you don't feel loved by your spouse? What are your actions saying? What are your actions saying? So many times, once again, it's just like the question. If I ask you a question expecting you to give me a certain answer, and you answer differently, then I set myself up for failure. I had to love my wife because I wanted to love my wife. Because I had to be a husband because I wanted to be a husband, not because she wanted me to be. Yeah. If I do anything because she wants me to do it instead of being what God has made me to be, then I'm doing it for the wrong reasons.
When the infidelity happened, did you think you did something wrong for him to cheat? He didn't cheat, I did.
See, it's that double standard stuff. See that? You thinking I did something.
Anyway.
I ain't do nothing this time.
He didn't, I did. So that question would be geared to you. So just turn it around. Yes, you did.
What did he say?
You did.
I did what?
You did feel like that you had done something wrong for me to cheat.
Well, I didn't know.
Right, you didn't know.
Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah. Explain to me how this happened. Yeah. Because the answer or response of you did nothing wrong, it wasn't you. Oh, that really makes you mad now. Oh yeah, that really makes you mad.
Thank you. She said my eyebrows are snatched. She said this is completely off the subject, but thank you, boo. Oh, we got a lot of comments down there. Jeez. Sorry, we're missing some of the questions. And how did you gain that trust again? He saw me change.
I wanted to.
And he wanted. That's good.
Yeah,
that's
I
good.
wanted to.
He wanted to. But would you say that also my transformation, my change had something to do with that too?
I'm gonna be honest with you all. I'm very, like my wife said about me being. Sometimes you can wait too long if you're afraid or fearful. I'm very big on words. So I don't tell you that. I don't call everybody my friend. You're an associate. I don't tell everyone I love them. You're cool. It took me almost 3 years to tell my wife that I loved her again. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, everybody come in and look at me. It should not have taken me that long to tell my wife that I loved her again. No. It didn't stop me from loving her with my actions.
Yeah. Right. He did.
With my deeds. But to speak those words, I want to make sure that you deserve this. So once again, it's going through the process of grief, and no one can rush your process. However, you cannot get stuck in the mud because you're in your feelings as well. If you're going to stay, you're going to stay to move forward. How did you stop throwing infidelity at her? I don't know. It took me some years.
He still do it. We just had a conversation about it.
I didn't throw it at you.
So it's not that you throw it at me. It's not that you throw it at me. We still have those conversations about my infidelity. I want to say that I sometimes feel like it is thrown back at me, but it's thrown back at me when we're having a conversation, possibly with a client or with clients that have gone through the same thing.
I got you.
That we've gone through.
Yeah.
And we may have some differing opinions on what certain things look like. So yes, that is one of the things. So he still, it's not, it doesn't cause a rift in our marriage or anything. No. It doesn't do any of that. It for sure does. What it does do is it allows us to still talk about it. You know, and does feelings come up out of that? Absolutely. For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, somebody asked I lost it. Somebody asked a question and said, should your grown children come before your husband? First of all, your children should not come before your husband or your wife. Now, I'm not saying that you're a baby. No, look. Let me bring some clarity here.
Hold on, Christy. I'm gonna get to your question.
Let me bring some clarity. I want to speak to this because I see this a lot. Your kids can't fend for themselves, so they need your protection. They need our love. They need our covering. But they don't come before this.
Right.
They don't come before this.
Nope.
Are there seasons in your marriage when you bring a newborn home that you're gonna catch a little less attention? Yes. That's natural. But when they start getting to a point where they can take care of themselves, 13, 14, 15 years old, we still have to space it out to have balance. But nobody comes before my wife.
Yeah.
And I don't come before, and she doesn't put any of the kids before me. And guess what? The kids still get everything they need and want.
Yeah.
But in order for the kids to have healthy relationships in the future, they need to see the honor and respect between these two people.
Yeah.
So there is I don't care if it's a blended family. If I choose to live my life, if I had kids and she did not have any, and I choose to move forward with my happiness and love somebody, and then my child has the audacity to tell me, well, I don't like them, so you can't. Baby, you have everything you need? All right. Just going over there and play in your little world. Mm-hmm. Because so many times parents put their life on hold because they think, I got to give my everything to this child and I can't live my life. And this is the thing. Sometimes you fall in the rift and the parents never stop doing that.
Never.
And now your child is 30 years old and you're still running up behind them you need some medicine? You need to pick this up for you? And you don't even live your life.
And they can't even have a good relationship with anybody else because the mama too busy running up behind the child. So.
Yeah. So yeah, I would make sure you put yourself first.
Yes.
And this.
Go ahead. No.
I will say this, and most people may or may not agree with me in this. Even in your marriage, once I get married, everybody said, you got to be selfless. You got to be selfless. That is so true. About 98% true. Because I need to say about 1% or 1.5%, maybe 2%, to be selfish for myself. To make sure that I still get what I need. Mm-hmm. And maybe she might be missing it. I'm like, hey, I still need this.
Yeah.
I still need my ego stroke. I still need you to tell me my haircut look good. Pat me on my book. Yes. But that would be my opinion. So.
Yes. So I have a question on TikTok and YouTube that are basically one and the same. It says, why did you cheat on him in the first place? And then the other question was from Christy. She said, did your infidelity have anything to do with your experiences with your previous marriages? Mm-hmm. Meaning, did you bring baggage? I did bring baggage into our marriage. And that was the thing. I wasn't healed from my past. I wasn't healed from the generational curses. I was not healed from the value that I felt other relationships and other people brought into my life that I truly needed to see value from him. Okay. Joaquin didn't do, and I tell him this all the time, Joaquin didn't do anything that made me step outside of our marriage. It was familiarity that made me step outside of my marriage. And 2, I felt like I could get away with it.
Go in my room.
And so I'm just being real, and this is my truth. I did it because the young man was very familiar to me. And secondly, because I felt like I could get away with it.
Because
I wasn't
she
healed.
had for years prior to me.
Yes, prior to him, I still got away with communicating with this guy, with, opening up opportunities for this guy to come see me and all of these things. But I mean, I needed to heal. I also learned that I needed to heal from so many of my past traumas, a lot of the things that I saw growing up, a lot of the things that my family did, a lot of the things they said as well. All of that stuff was embedded in me. And I had to heal from that. And if I wouldn't have healed with the love of Christ, with the grace that Joaquin also gave me, then I would not have been able to turn from my wicked ways. I would have always been in that place of scheming, um of um what's I'm looking for a specific word. I would be in denial. I would be lying to him. I would still be in that cycle had it not been for the love that I received in walking through everything that I walked through in my healing. So that's the reason why I cheated on him. I went through grief recovery, first of all.
I still don't understand.
I went through grief recovery to heal from my past and just understanding where I was as a 13-year-old, understanding my relationship with my biological father, understanding my relationship with my mom, how broken I was from that, seeing her, the things that she would say to me, and all of those type of things. I also healed by I actually became a leader in our ministry. So I went through leadership classes as far as what does ministry leadership look like? What does, all of these things look like, and how the love of Christ and his grace will meet you right where you are, but it doesn't leave you where it found you. It takes you from place to place of healing and knowing that you are already forgiven. You got to forgive yourself first. I can trust you, but you got to trust yourself first. You got to know how far you'll go. You have to know how far you will allow other people to take you to. And so all of those things were things that I needed to walk through for my healing.
Oh yeah. Did I feel some way toward her? Yes, I did. The guy, yeah, I did want to kill him too. Yeah. Yes, I did. We be real on here.
Yeah, we real. He was ready.
And if it were not for an unexpected person to talk me down, story might be a little different.
Yeah.
So story might be a little different. My man, Joseph Robinson, man, thank you so much for that comment on YouTube. And stay tuned.
Yes.
That's all I'm gonna say is stay tuned.
Oh, you're welcome. The right way. So LA says, so what happens if it's presented again and you're able to get away with it? It's not going to present itself to me again because I'm not going to put myself in that situation. See, I have a choice. And this is what choosing your battles is all about. I have a choice now. I have a choice on whether or not I can allow this man or any other man to come into my space.
Well, she had a choice then.
I had a choice then. I did.
You just weren't strong. Well,
I wasn't.
Wasn't strong enough.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't have the outlets to turn to. Yeah.
And so for me, it won't happen again for me because I'm not going to put myself in a compromising situation. That's one of the things that Joaquin taught me. Joaquin was like, I can sit here and say that I would never cheat on my wife because I'm not going to put myself in that situation. Do those particular things come into play? Absolutely. Do I have people in my inbox? Absolutely. You know the first thing I do? Don't go there. You know the first thing I do? The first thing I do is I be like, I'm sorry, but if me and my husband, especially if it's a man, you want me to tell why you want me to give Joaquin your number? You want me to tell Joaquin to reach out to you? Because I don't have a reason to reach out to you. And they stop. Because I stop it right there. There is no reason a man should be in my inbox. Hey, pretty lady. Hey, this, hey, that. Thank you for the compliment, but what can we do for you? What? I mean, if we can't do anything for a man who's out here trying to tell me, nah, I'm good.
And be honest with you, many people don't know that we're in everything together on social media. So a lot of times I see a lot of the guys and they come in there and be like, hey, beautiful, how are you doing today? And I tell them, hey, babe, you got somebody trying to talk to you? She be like, Joaquin. I be like, okay, I'll tell her.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is Joaquin, but what you want to tell me? I'm cute. But you just have to roll with the punches, man. People are going to be people, and people will respect or disrespect you to the level which you allow them to.
Mm-hmm.
But in order for people to respect you, you have to have respect for yourself.
Yes, he wanted to retaliate against me. He did. I even gave him a hall pass. I gave him a hall pass and he didn't use it. I'm about to say, is it raining? Oh, okay. But yes, I gave him a hall pass.
Yes.
I gave him a hall pass. He didn't use it.
I know
he
y'all
wanted to
can't believe
retaliate.
it. I know y'all can't believe it.
He wanted to retaliate.
She did give me a
He
hall
felt like
pass.
that would make him feel better.
And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I knew it would make me feel better. But more importantly, I had people, once again, had mentors and coaches in my ear that I probably shouldn't have told them that she gave me a hall pass because they were on me. They were like, look here, man, let me talk to you every day because we know you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I mean by they know me. I worked extremely hard. I worked extremely hard to get my mind right to being with one person. Because I was a whoremonger. Mm-hmm. I was a whoremonger. And I was good at what I did. Shut up.
I'm gonna need you not to just spill all the beans on the goods, baby.
I'm just saying, you hear right. You hear right. You hear right. Anyway.
So, what I said, wow.
And there's no trying to brag anything. I was using my telescope.
I would have been 38 hot and he went out there and gave somebody else what he was giving me.
See?
Baby.
So what David said,
smack it up, flip it, run it down. Oh no. Woo, baby.
Hey, if someone was standing from me right now and asked me why did I not take the hall pass, because I'm gonna be honest with you all, 100% transparent. I was afraid I couldn't come back. I was more afraid that I wouldn't want to come back.
Yeah.
And that scared me.
Yep.
That scared me. Because once you walk out of something and you are void of it, you don't ever want to just willingly walk back into it. Yeah. And no, she did not. No, my wife did not confess. I'm gonna tell you what I used to do. And and my wife would tell you, I was never one to go through her phone. If I wanted to see your phone, I'd ask you. Mm-hmm. But one night we had been messing around, playing around with her, and I would take her phone and I would text her in third party from her phone as if I'm coming from me. And as I scrolled through trying to find my thread, I stopped on a particular section and I read something. I'm like, wait a minute. So I wasn't looking for anything, it just happened to be there. And there we go. Hence to why my wife would say, she forgot to delete it. Because if it wasn't for that, she probably would have got away with something. And then she probably would have seen heaven.
It would have been heaven sent.
Heaven sent.
Yeah, so
what's up, Camille?
Yeah. Yes, we need to connect, Camille. We definitely need to. We were actually gonna call you, was it Friday?
Friday.
It was Friday. We were gonna call you, but we've had so much going on over this whole week, to be honest with you. But yes, I mean we've been through it, but that was definitely our worst, like for real. So
and let me encourage someone. Let me encourage someone who might be going through a storm in their marriage or in their relationship or even in your life. Embrace it. I know you don't want to hear that. I know you don't want to hear that. When people are hurting, most of the time they want people to say, man, I would leave. I would do this. I would do that. Take a mature moment, sit back and evaluate your situation. Real talk. I'm not telling you to stay with anybody. It's not my job to make you stay with anybody or make you leave someone. It's our job to allow you to see it from a different perspective and a different angle and see the plus in everything. Mm-hmm. Learn from the negative.
Do you think it's shrinking our marriage?
That's what I was going to. The fact that we went through what we went through made our marriage so strong, our foundation so strong,
Yeah.
we can't be moved.
Yeah.
I used to, my nickname for us used to be the Unbreakables for a while, because not only did it make her face her demons and her fears, it made me face my insecurities. It made me face my low self-esteem issues. It made me face um, my doubt of myself, because up until this, I never had to face those things.
And it made me face me because I was my worst enemy.
Yep.
It was me. And I can't sit here and place the blame on anybody else other than me. And that's what my infidelity did, was it made me face me. It made me come to the true reality of who I was and what was in me, but knowing that I didn't have to live that out of
Yep.
me.
And this is my thing. If you all are going to go through something in a relationship, especially in a marriage together, there is no way that only one person can grow. There's no way. Both of you all should be growing in some area, shape, fashion, or form. And then you all should be discussing together where I feel like I'm growing. Then after you actually understand where the other person is growing, now it's your job to say, what can I do to assist you? Even when you still have regret toward that person. See, this is the thing. And men, y'all listen to me. I just want to talk to the men for a second. Women, y'all can listen to me, or people in from periphery. I hope you hear me. Once I chose to become my wife's husband, and I said I do, I avoided any type of situation where I can step away from that, unless I divorce her. So despite what she's done, despite how mad I am at her, despite how much money she's blown, and I'm just speaking in general now, not to us, despite how fiery her mouth may be at times, despite a lot of things, it doesn't change your position as husband. So when people say, well, shoot, I ain't doing it because she ain't doing it, that's selfish. That's childish. So I'm going to stop being a husband because she ain't being a wife? Then where does the marriage go?
Yeah.
That would be my question. Where does the marriage go? I don't be a husband because of what she does for me as a wife. I be a husband because I want to be the best husband I can be. But understand this, I had to grow to that. So when people hear this and they'll take it back to their husbands, listen to what he say. Man, I had to grow to this. I have men in my life that have been in my life for, like I said, almost 12 years now, that I've given permission to check me. And my wife will call each and every one of those men and snitch on me till this day.
I gotta get dressed so I can go.
You gotta get dressed. Can I help?
Yeah, you can come help me get dressed. So look, y'all, we have a wedding to go to today. I have to be there a couple of hours earlier before the wedding starts. And Joaquin and the boys are meeting me there. I'm gonna take one with me though.
Yes.
Okay.
Which one, Max?
I'm gonna take Landon. I think he'll be more helpful.
Yeah. Landon. Do me a favor. Go get washed up.
Yeah, marriage is definitely not easy, but we have definitely, and no, we do not believe in that. If you go looking for it, you'll find it. No, we don't believe in that. I can go look all day long. I don't have to find anything. I can go through Joaquin's phone and I'm looking. I mean, if I'm looking for something, I'm probably looking for a balance on an account. That's all I'm looking for. And he know that when I be grabbing him. Let me see your phone. He know exactly where I'm going in his phone when I go look at it. Okay?
You got that much in there now.
Oh, you got that much money in the account now. So that's what we do. But I do not believe, and baby, so what do you think on that statement? If you go looking for it, you're gonna find it.
Well, no. If your mind is already set on finding something, you will jump off of.
You will find anything, over anything. Yeah. But no.
Yeah, it could be. We've seen it happen before.
Yeah, because you'll take a little bitty message from somebody that you know that your significant other or your spouse is cool with, and why you say that to her like that? Why you say that to her like that? So in that case, yes. But if you're going looking for something, why are you going looking for it? Is he or she giving you a reason to distrust them? Yeah. To not believe in that they're doing what they're supposed to? Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. I used to ask God all the time, I'm not gonna have to go looking for anything because it's gonna come to my doorstep.
Somebody said,
Because I prayed that if he was doing something, to expose him. I asked God to expose him. In the same manner in which he exposed me, Joaquin didn't have to go looking for anything. It came right to basically came to our doorstep.
Yeah. That girl said the Bible says, "Seek and ye shall find."
See, I don't need you interpreting the Bible the way Medea interprets the Bible. No, man. No.
That's funny.
So,
Hey, to whoever said that, this is my question to you. One of the things that I put in before I make this question, my statement to you is, one of the things I put in my mind when we were going through our toughest times and I wanted it to work and I wanted to stay, I had to know who I was. Yeah, I had to know what I brought to the table. And I knew what kind of man I was. So if she was willing to lose this, that's her fault. Mm-hmm. So my question to you, whoever the female was that asked that question, do you know who you are? Do you know what your value is? Do you know what you bring to the table? Yep. And are you worth losing? See, when you're worth losing, you don't mind walking away from somebody who's worth or doesn't mind hurting you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, once you know who you are, you can walk away with your head up, like, look, I tried. Which I'm in the next slide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we definitely have to come back and talk about more of this, and we'll talk more about, our fidelity, my fidelity and everything a little bit later, as to the whys, as to understanding it and how I, healed from it, and how my husband, after 3 years, really learned how to trust me again. And we renewed our vows at year 5. And we tell everybody all the time, our marriage truly started at year 5.
It started over.
It started over.
Yep.
New meaning, new everything. It was just a whole newness in our relationship. Yep. Hey. So we'll probably want to come back tomorrow. No, we got a lot going on tomorrow. Ooh, we got so much going on tomorrow. Yeah. It'll be Monday or Tuesday night. Monday night. Ooh. It'll be Monday night, because it would not be Tuesday night, because we have until 10 p.m. Tuesday, 10 or 11 o'clock Tuesday night. So.
Hey, David Williams, how your wife liking the headphones, man?
Okay, I'm gonna go and start getting ready, and he'll meet me later.
Love you. Love you. Hey, I have one more set of headphones. Boom, 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 boom. If you can see that, I have one more set of headphones. I thought my daughter took them. So if anybody needs some headphones, man, please, David, put our email on YouTube. D. Clark, please put our email on TikTok. And they are going for $350. These are normally $4.99 in the store. But I do want to get rid of these, because if I don't, my daughter's going to take them, and she already has a pair. So somebody said I want them. Mr. Free. Mr. Free was the first one to say he wanted them. So Mr. Free, do me a favor. Either go to Instagram or at blended _ winning, or D. Clark Curry. Please put our email in the thread right here. Mr. Free 19 says he wants them. My email address is I'm giving you my website. The email is blendedandwinning@gmail.com. blendedandwinning@gmail.com. And Mr. Free 19, I'm gonna be honest with you. If anybody else wants them, if Mr. Free does not come through and say he sends me his address, please send me yours on Jesse. Yep. Yeah, Jesse Solo 8. Hey, thank you, Robert Kelly. Christy Jeffries, thank you so much for being here. Yeah. And I'm not saying that Mr. Free doesn't want them, but we have had people who come on here and get stuff from us, and then we never hear from them. So I'm just saying, if someone wants to second and follow up on it just in case he doesn't come through, then please do that. But our email address is blendedandwinning.gmail.com. Blendedandwinning@gmail.com. And someone asked earlier, would these videos be able to be rewatched? Yes, go to our YouTube page. Cat Daddy 380. Cat Daddy 380. Please go to our website, man, www.blendedandwinning.com, and fill out a Let's Chat form, and we'll actually get back in contact with you that way. Yeah, Christy Jeffries, thank you so much, man. Your questions were very helpful to a lot of people. Thank you for being here to be open with us and just to have these discussions. Yeah. Come here, dude. Hey, did you put lotion on?
Yes, sir.
Your ankles.
Yes, sir.
So what is it? My child. Hey y'all, this is my 11-year-old. Did you brush your hair?
Yes, sir, I did.
All right, this is my boy, y'all. Hey, this is my dude, Landon. This is my 11, soon to be 12-year-old next month.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you ain't getting no money. Yeah, look at him. Look at him. I clean him up. I clean him up well, y'all. This is my guy right here. Say hey to everybody.
Oh, hey people on TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to bring up, y'all. Smile for him. He just lost some teeth, y'all. Hey, go put some spray gun on.
Yes,
you put
sir.
Jordan on?
Yes, sir, I did.
All right, love you.
All right, put this on.
Okay. Hey, go get a towel and wipe your pant leg off.
Yes, sir.
All right, but look here. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna help my wife finish getting dressed. I don't want to make her late, but I'm gonna go help her. So look, I love you all. Love you with the love of Christ. My name is Joaquin Loper. As y'all well saw, my beautiful wife, Stacy, and we are blended and winning, and so are you. We love you. We'll talk to you later. David, Swan Tiffany, thank you all so much. Taj, thank you. D. Clark Curry, thank you, young lady. We can't wait to see you all. And we're watching these COVID cases because we still want to have our married reboot in September, but we're holding off and holding up hope that everything goes well so we can get with everybody and we can grow together. All right. Love y'all. Till next time. Hooty hoo. We out.